Theresa Nist blames Bachelor producers for failed marriage. April 29, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. It's been a year since Golden Bachelor's Gerry Turner and Theresa Nist appeared on Good Morning America to announce they were divorcing. They had only been married for 3 months after falling in love on the ABC dating show. Fans still don't know the true reason for the sudden split. Theresa Nist blamed her failed marriage on the show's producers. Keep reading to find out why. Theresa Nist denies Gerry Turner's claims about reason for split. His divorce from Theresa Nist wasn't the only shocking news Gerry Turner shared last year. He revealed in December 2024 that he was diagnosed with a type of bone cancer. He was diagnosed in February, shortly after his marriage to Theresa, but kept it quiet until later in the year. Gerry said in the press that the diagnosis gave him a new understanding of what's important in life. He imagined it did the same to Theresa. However, in a new Zoom interview with Us Weekly, Theresa Nist denied that Gerry's illness had anything to do with their split. She pointed out that her late husband was sick for several years at the end of his life. He passed away in 2014. Another rumored cause of the split was location. The couple initially planned to move to South Carolina together, but eventually realized that neither wanted to leave their respective homes in Indiana, Gerry, and New Jersey, Theresa. However, Theresa was adamant that moving wasn't a factor in the split. She did, however, praise Joan Vassos for immediately telling her Golden Bachelorette suitors that she wouldn't relocate. Joan got engaged to Chalk Chapel at the end of the season, but they still don't live together. So what caused the split? Theresa Nist said she would probably never reveal the true cause from her side, but she did lay some of the blame on ABC. She blames Bachelor producers. According to Theresa Nist, she and Gerry were caught up in the whirlwind of the show. She revealed to Us Weekly that ABC insisted on a wedding ASAP if they were going to air it on TV and presumably pay for it. In hindsight, Theresa admitted that they should have waited, but it was now or never. The decision had to be made quickly. She added, "It was just so exciting, and this is it, here's your deadline." How she feels about her ex dating someone new. Gerry Turner and Theresa Nist's divorce was finalized 2 months after he filed. He revealed this month that he's dating someone new. According to Gerry, he wasn't sure if he should tell his ex-wife about his new girlfriend. But after seeking advice from Golden Bachelor runner-up Leslie Fima and Joan Vassos, he decided to give Theresa a heads-up so she wouldn't find out on social media. When asked by Us Weekly, Theresa said she was happy for her ex-husband, but she remained mum on her own dating life. "I think that's one thing I learned, the public scrutiny, and especially to rush into something so quickly and then all of a sudden, what if it doesn't work out?" she said. While she considers former romantic rival Leslie Fima her best friend, she won't be joining Leslie on season 10 of Bachelor in Paradise. In a surprising twist, the new season will include regular Bachelor Nation alums and the contestants from the Golden Bachelor/Et shows. Do you agree with Theresa Nist that the producers are partly to blame for her failed marriage to Gerry Turner? Sound off in the comments. Theresa Nist blames Bachelor producers for failed marriage. "They set us up to fail." In a shocking twist no one saw coming, Golden Bachelor star Theresa Nist is finally breaking her silence on her failed marriage to Gerry Turner, and she's pointing fingers directly at the people behind the scenes. According to Theresa, the fairy tale was never real, and it's all because of one thing, the producer's manipulation. The woman once dubbed America's Golden Sweetheart is pulling back the curtain on what really went down behind the scenes. And what she reveals could forever change how fans see the beloved reality dating franchise. Chapter 1. They told me to trust the process. Theresa Nist, 70, walked into the Golden Bachelor mansion with an open heart and high hopes. Widowed for years, she was finally ready to find love again. "They told me it would be different for us," she said in a recent Bombshell interview. More mature, more real, but looking back, I feel like I was duped. Theresa claims producers constantly whispered promises of everlasting love, even when she had doubts about Gerry's intentions. Every time I questioned something, they'd say, "Trust the process. He's your guy. America is rooting for you." What viewers didn't see, she insists, were the behind-the-scenes nudges that shaped her journey. They edited out my concerns, my moments of confusion. They built a perfect love story because that's what they needed, but it wasn't our real story. Chapter 2. The engagement that wasn't hers. Gerry Turner proposed to Theresa in Costa Rica during the season finale, a heart-melting moment watched by millions. But according to Theresa, that proposal was more production than passion. "I had no idea he was proposing," she reveals. "They told me to wear something glamorous and be ready for a special moment. I thought maybe he wanted to talk about our future. I didn't expect a ring." Theresa now believes Gerry was pressured to propose. He didn't want to be the guy who didn't pick anyone, and they didn't want another season without a love story. "I think we were both caught in a moment that wasn't entirely ours." Chapter 3. Love bombed by the franchise. Shortly after the show wrapped, Theresa and Gerry were whisked into a whirlwind of press tours, photo ops, and romantic getaways, all arranged by the show's team. "They didn't give us time to breathe," Theresa says. "We needed space to talk about real things, but we were too busy performing for the cameras." The fairy tale life the world saw was carefully curated. "They put us in this fantasy bubble," Theresa shares. "But real relationships don't happen on red carpets and magazine covers. They happen in silence, in disagreements, in choosing each other daily. We never had that chance." Chapter 4. Cracks behind closed doors. Once the cameras stopped rolling, the cracks started showing. Theresa and Gerry had major disagreements about where they would live, how they'd handle finances, and even how involved their families would be. "Those weren't things we talked about during filming. We weren't encouraged to," she says. "Producers always steered us back to the emotional highs, the romantic stuff, not the real-life logistics." Theresa claims the producers repeatedly discouraged her from asking hard questions. "When I asked about where he wanted to live or what retirement looked like, I was told to focus on the journey of love. It felt like they were creating a fantasy, not a foundation." Chapter 5. The live wedding pressure. Theresa says one of the final nails in the coffin was the highly publicized live wedding event, something she never wanted in the first place. "I wanted a private ceremony, maybe just our children and grandchildren," she explains. But the producers insisted a live wedding was part of the golden love story package. "They even hinted it was expected of us." Theresa reluctantly agreed, but the event left her feeling empty. "That wasn't my dream wedding. That was a ratings play. I smiled through it, but I felt like I was watching someone else's life." Chapter 6. When the cameras went off, so did Gerry. Once the cameras disappeared, so did Gerry's romantic gestures, according to Theresa. "He became distant," she admits. "Suddenly, we weren't talking every day. He was busy with press or away visiting family. I felt like I had been left alone to deal with the aftermath of a public marriage." Theresa tried to hold on. "I wanted to believe in us. But the man I married on national TV wasn't the man I was dealing with off-camera." Chapter 7. Producer interference. A pattern? This isn't the first time Bachelor producers have been accused of manipulating contestants. But it may be the first time someone in the Golden franchise has come forward so boldly. "They control the narrative," Theresa says. "They told me what to wear, how to speak, which conversations to have, and they rewarded emotional moments, not practical ones." Theresa believes older contestants are even more vulnerable. "We trusted them. We didn't grow up with reality TV. We didn't know the game." Chapter 8. The decision to walk away. Ultimately, Theresa made the heartbreaking decision to separate from Gerry, and this time, it was her choice. I looked around and realized I didn't recognize my life, she confesses. It wasn't about love anymore. It was about keeping up a facade. I couldn't do it. She says her family supported the decision. My kids were relieved. They saw how much pressure I was under. They told me, "Mom, you don't owe anyone a fairy tale." Chapter 9. Her message to future contestants. Theresa now has a clear message for future Bachelor hopefuls, especially those entering the growing world of golden spin-offs. Go in with your eyes open. Ask the hard questions early. Don't let anyone rush your heart, she warns. She also believes the show needs to change. There's a way to honor mature love without turning it into a circus. Real love stories are messy, and that should be okay. Chapter 10. Where she stands with Gerry today. Despite everything, Theresa says she holds no hate for Gerry. I believe he was as much a victim of the system as I was. We were two people trying to find love, but we did it in a world that doesn't reward patience or honesty. Do they speak now? We're cordial, but I've moved on. I needed to heal. Chapter 11. A new beginning for Theresa now. Theresa is focused on rebuilding. She's spending more time with her grandchildren, volunteering with local organizations, and even working on a memoir. I've got stories to tell, she teases, and not just about the show. She's also open to love, but on her terms. If I find someone, it'll be in real life, not under a spotlight. Chapter 12. Bachelor Nation reacts. Theresa's tell-all has set social media ablaze. Fans are divided. Some are furious at the show's manipulation, while others think Theresa should have known what she was signing up for. Former contestants have even chimed in. Trista Sutter tweeted, "Theresa's courage is admirable. More people need to speak out." Meanwhile, a source close to production denied Theresa's claims, calling them disappointing and inaccurate. So in Zion. I don't regret it, but I've learned my lesson. Theresa doesn't regret doing The Golden Bachelor. But she does regret trusting the people behind it too much. I thought they cared about my heart, but they cared about headlines. I'll never make that mistake again. With her head held high and her heart guarded, Theresa Nist is rewriting her love story. This time, no producers allowed.